In today's video, we will discuss about the nervous system. Nervous system is defined as the system which controls and regulates almost every system and every process of our body is commonly known as nervous system. This system is unique because it gives us the ability to think about the things around us and distinguish between them. This ability is mostly known as consciousness or intelligence. The nervous system is the most complex system of our body. Before we begin, let's have a look at the primary function of the brain, which is to coordinate all the activities of the body and coordination among all other systems. It makes our body able to respond to changes happening inside the body or outside in the environment. The nervous system includes the brain. We know that brain is located inside the cranium or skull and works as a central processing unit. It has main three parts given as. The first one is the cerebrum, that have four parts which are the frontal lobe, which is responsible for thinking, speaking, memory, and movement. The temporal lobe, which is responsible for hearing, learning, and feelings. The parietal lobe, which is responsible for language and touch sensation. The occipital lobe, which is responsible for vision and color perception. The second one is the brain stem. The brain stem is the stalk-like part of the brain that interconnects the cerebrum and diencephalon with the spinal cord. It controls many subconscious body functions, like breathing and maintaining your heart rate. The third one is the cerebellum. The cerebellum controls voluntary movements such as walking, posture, balance, coordination, eye movements, and speech. These parts work along with each other and perform their key functions. Then comes the spinal cord. It is protected by the vertebral column, a long cylindrical structure that connects your brain and lower back. It has spinal nerves which are of two types. The afferent spinal nerves are responsible for carrying the nerve impulse from the body to the brain, or sensory organs like nose, skin, and eyes. And the afferent spinal nerves carry the nerve impulse from the brain to the body, or effector organs like muscles and glands. Spinal cord hence work as a connection bridge. And at last, there are nerve cells or neurons. These cells work as postmen. They are the functional units of the nervous system. Here is a descriptive image of neuron, in which you can see the body of neuron called soma, the axons, which are used to transmit electrical and chemical signals to other cells, the dendrites, which are also root-like structures used to receive the signals coming from other cells. Let's see an interesting fact about neurons. You would be surprised to know that there are over 86 billion neurons in the human brain. And these neurons can conduct the electrical signals at the speed of almost 120 meters per second. All of these collectively process, manage, and transport the electronic messages within the body and regulate the whole body mechanisms. Let's explain this with an example. Just imagine that you kick a football with your feet applying a lot of force. Now the question is how this whole process happened. But before answering the question first, we must need to know that what are these electric messages and how they are generated. These electrical messages are called as nerve impulses or nerve signal. It is an electrical charge that travels along the membrane of a neuron. It can be generated when a neuron's membrane potential is changed by chemical signals from a nearby cell. After understanding nerve impulse, we get back to the topic. First of all, your brain sent a message to the spinal cord. Then from the spinal cord, the nerve impulse went to the effector organ, which were your feet, and here you have a goal. Now we get to the proper functioning of the nervous system. First of all, our receptors receive a stimulus and send the nerve impulse to the central nervous system with the help of sensory neurons. In the central nervous system, given information is processed, and from central nervous system, the signal is sent to the spinal cord. Then from the spinal cord, the integrated message is transported to the effector organs with the help of motor neurons. Then the effector organs perform the specific function which is assigned to them by the command center, or CNS. Now we get to the classification of the nervous system. First of all, the nervous system is mainly divided in two parts. The central nervous system, which processes the information and also send and receive the messages, and the peripheral nervous system, which work as transporter of messages from body to central nervous system and from central nervous system to body. The central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord. Before going to the peripheral nervous system, I want to tell you a secret about nerve cells of our body. And the secret is if we line up all the neurons in a person, they would be like 600 miles long. Now we get to the topic. The peripheral nervous system includes the somatic nervous system, called CNS. Somatic nervous system is responsible for muscular activities and movements of the body. Then comes the autonomic nervous system, called ANS. Autonomic nervous system is concerned with regulation of visceral or vegetative functions. So it's known as involuntary nervous system. The ANS is further divided in two types. Number 1 is sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system activates the fight or flight response during a threat or perceived danger. And the other one is parasympathetic nervous system, which activates the rest and digest condition and hence restores the body to a state of calm. The peripheral nervous system also contains 12 pairs of cranial nerves, which are attached to the undersurface of brain. And there are also 31 pairs of spinal nerves, which are attached to spinal cord. There is another nervous system called as enteric nervous system. It is commonly called as brain of gut. At the end, I request all the viewers to quit drugs and other addictive things and save this vital organ from damage, and always keep your brain healthy. If you find the video helpful, then please hit the subscribe button and get in touch for more educational videos and content.